Hi guys, welcome to the latest podcast of Yarning Black. Today I've got a really special friend of mine, Naomi, on. But before I introduce her to you, I would like to acknowledge traditional custodians of the land that I'm currently on. I'm here in Baldwin Q on the land of the Wurundjeri people. I want to pay respect to elders past, present and emerging. I want to acknowledge any other Aboriginal people here tonight and who are joining us via the listening into us. So tonight's guest is Naomi. Hi, Naomi.
Hi, AJ.
Nice that you could join me.
Yes.
So, so that our viewers know, tell us who you are, where you're from.
My name's Naomi. I'm a proud Gunai Kurnai woman and I'm from Dandenong, living on Bunurong land. Yeah.
Yep. And how long you been living on Bunurong land for?
Oh, a very long time, well over 20 years.
Yep. So did you go to school in Dandenong?
Yes.
Yep. So a couple of questions about school is how much Aboriginal studies did you study at school?
Um, okay, so I remember in grade two, I think, yeah, we learnt about what the word sacred meant. And in grade six, we had one of the uncles come out who, taught us about lighting fires and, rubbing sticks together. Um, and yeah, that's all we were really taught back then.
Do you think it's changed over time or we're getting better?
I I would like to think that it has. I know that children are more aware these days. They do their acknowledgements. They know what an acknowledgement is. But I do think that more of our history needs to be told. The true history of Australia needs to be told.
I agree with you with that. So tell me exactly what's your job now? What do you do?
So I'm a Koori maternity service support worker.
Yep. So what does that involve?
So I work with women from conception right through to birth and up to 6 weeks after birth. And it's just providing them with care throughout their pregnancy, advocating for them, taking them to and from their maternal child health nurse appointments, and if need be, sitting in on those appointments, providing them with supplements if they need, iron supplements, making appointments for them, and running and facilitating group sessions.
Oh, that sounds pretty awesome.
Yeah.
How long have you been doing that for?
I've been doing that for 6 months now.
Or and what got you into doing that? Why did you choose to work in maternal health area?
Um, how do I answer that? So I originally was in an admin role, and I had just left that role, and the opportunity popped up, and someone said you should apply for this job, and I applied for it straight away, and yeah, they thought I was perfect for it.
Or what's the best thing you love about the job?
Um, Working with community, working with vulnerable women sometimes, and making a difference in their lives. Yeah.
Have you studied any courses?
I'm doing a Cert 4 in Aboriginal and or Torres Strait Islander primary healthcare practice.
Yeah, well, that through VACCHO.
Yes, through VACCHO.
Yeah. Do you like that course?
I love it.
That's great.
Absolutely love it.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years' time?
Oh, I well, I would like to be a midwife, but that's it's a long way yet.
That's okay. Because I did maternal health and I love that that seeing little babies and watching them, like even working with pregnant mums and watching them like get bigger and they get more excited about it
Yep.
and then they get a bit scared about it. Like,
Yep.
how's this thing going to get out?
And it's like you're on that journey with them too. So it's very, very personal. Like each woman is, you know, different, and you sort of go on that journey with them. So I love that as well.
Yeah. What kind of jobs did you do before you actually came into the co-op?
So my job background is admin, and I once worked in a nursery plant.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so factory hand and admin is my background, and
So,
now I'm maternal. Yeah.
so what makes you want to be working with the community? What things drive you to be a community worker?
Well, I would like to think that I'm having an impact on people's lives, and making a difference in the community.
Yeah. Do you think that everybody's able to work with community?
No, I don't think that everyone is able to work with community. I think you have to have something special to work with community.
I got a question, and that is there's a lot of young people that are just finding out about their Aboriginality but don't know where to start. What advice would you give them in where should they go to start to learn about culture and community?
Culture days.
Yeah.
Yeah, just find out what's going on in your community. Find out, where these community organizations are, and go in there and ask questions. Go in there and find out.
Yeah. A big buzzword at the moment that's going around is reconciliation. What does reconciliation mean to you?
Okay. Reconciliation for me means fixing the past. We can't fix the past unless we change our mindset. We have to come together as one and learn not to hate one another. To move forward, we need to forgive and acknowledge that what happened in our history was wrong. Reconciliation is about respect to me.
Do you think Australia is ready for reconciliation, considering the referendum that we just had?
No, I don't think they're ready. I think maybe once upon a time in the past, we were ready for that. But I don't think that we knew enough about what to do. And that's why we're here where we are today.
If I could give you $1 zillion and a magic wand and said you could fix something in Aboriginal affairs, where would you start? What would you like to be fixed?
Racism.
Yeah. Have you experienced racism yourself?
I have, yes.
You want to share a little bit what happened? How did it make you feel?
Oh, I'm exposed to racism every day on social media. I've experienced it when I've been out shopping. I go out and I wear my t-shirts. I wear them proudly, and you get people that are like, "Oh, that's why are you wearing that t-shirt?" Well, I'm wearing this t-shirt because I'm representing my culture. I'm representing my people, and I'm standing for something. And yeah, it's just you experience it every day, everywhere. And yeah.
Yeah. How does it make you feel?
Oh, it makes me feel really, really bad. Like, I wish that it wasn't like that, and I wish that I could change it, but I know that $1 zillion isn't going to do that.
Do you think a lot of people want to learn and want to become allies, or do you think? Because I think one thing, like in my course that I do, there's a video that people watch from Bindi Bennett that talks about allyship can be turned off at any time.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think people really want to be allies for us?
I would like to think that they do. I know that we've got some really good allies with us today, and there are people that are wanting to learn, and I think that's great.
What makes a good ally?
Listening, learning, sharing. Yeah, it goes both ways though. So yeah.
Do you think we're good at helping allies, or do we expect them to be able to do it themselves?
I I think that we should help them. We can't expect them to do all the work and then we do nothing.
What's the Yeah, you got children yourself, haven't you?
I do. I've got two.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about them. How old are they?
So I've got one boy that's 9 and another little boy that's 14 months.
Yeah. So how do you manage motherhood and work?
Oh, it was difficult to begin with. But yeah, I do have a pretty good work-life balance. My oldest goes off to school every day, and my youngest is in childcare 3 days a week. So that's a really good, sort of work-life balance for me. Yeah, I it just works.
Yeah. So 14.
14 months, yes. Yeah.
Yeah. How old's the oldest one?
9,
9. So he's in year 4, 5.
4.
Or what sort of Aboriginal studies is he learning at school, if any?
Well, I know that he has done integrated studies where they focused it all around Indigenous people. They've celebrated NAIDOC Week. They've done a mural at the school. I know that. Um, and yeah, like everything else that he's not learning, I guess I'm just teaching him at home.
Did you have any role models growing up?
I did.
Yeah, who?
Yeah. My nan, and yeah, she was probably my biggest role model. I learned a lot from her.
What did you learn from her?
Um, to respect your elders. Yeah, respecting your elders was a big thing for her. Respecting country, respecting just everything.
In our community, we actually have to have a lot of leaders, and people that we look up to. What makes a good Aboriginal leader?
Um, Someone who can guide to achieve an outcome, I think, is what makes a good leader.
Yeah. Do you think people are born leaders, or do you think you have to learn how to become a leader?
I think it's you have to learn how to become a leader. No one's born a leader.
I know. So in your Aboriginal health work studies, what things are you studying?
So we just did a unit working legally and ethically. So that was quite a big unit. But there are some other units that we're going to be doing intravenous bloods, immunizations, first aid. There's some of the bigger units that I can just remember off the top of my head. So yeah.
So I don't think people kind of understand what the role of the Aboriginal health worker is sometimes.
Yeah.
And it is a qualification that's kind of equal to be like being an enrolled nurse, really, isn't it?
Yeah. So it is you'll have the qualifications of a nurse, but you'll just be a registered health practitioner. So it's pretty much the same on par with a registered nurse, but yeah, a different name for them.
Yeah. Would you like to move then into doing nursing, or would you like to move into doing like midwifery?
Midwifery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you been looking around any courses or anything?
Not yet, not yet. I'll get there.
Yeah. I can see that you get really excited when I mention it. Your whole face glows and you start to giggle like this is a dream of mine to actually do this.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit more about yourself. What's your favorite TV show, for example?
Maths.
Yeah, oh, wow. Yeah.
I love maths. I'm there for the drama.
And it has been pretty dramaful this year.
It has been. I think it gets more each year. So
Yeah. I'm always wondering how scripted it really is.
yeah.
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 Would you like to create an Aboriginal maths show?
Oh, what would we call it?
Ah, I'm not sure, but it could be really explosive, that's for
It
sure.
could be, yes.
I'm pretty sure
Imagine one of the aunties or the nans coming in.
yeah. And we could have a couple of the old nans on the panel, like expert panel, trying to work them out as well.
Oh, it'd be good.
That would be funny.
Yeah.
So, growing up, what did you want to do when you were growing up? What did you want to become?
I wanted to become a police officer.
Okay. Why didn't you?
I took a different path in life in my earlier years, and yeah, I didn't make a lot of good choices, I don't think. So I think that's why I'm here where I am today. I think that that's what has led me to be where I am today.
Do you think that if you could go back in time, you'd change things, or
Absolutely. Yeah.
and how do you make sure that your kid doesn't follow a bad path? How do you make sure that your kid follows a good path?
Communication. I think communication and just letting them know that you're there, that you understand what they're going through, and that they're not alone. They can always come to you. You're their safe space if they need. Yeah, I think that's important.
Because you get to work with lots of mums, first time mums and stuff like that. What advice? What are they looking for? What advice do you actually give them, or is there something consistent that they're looking for? They don't know.
Um, yeah, what advice do I give them? Um, yeah, pregnancy is a beautiful journey, and just enjoy it. Just enjoy everything that comes with it. You're making a sacrifice and a choice to create another human, and that in itself is beautiful. Um, there is no greater love than a mother sacrificing what she has to for her children.
So do you work with the Aboriginal men as well?
No, just the women. Um, we can provide services for families, but our focus is around women.
What support do actual young Aboriginal men actually have in terms of preparing themselves for fatherhood?
Well, that's a good one. Yeah, that's a really good one. I know that, there might be the odd men's group or you know, gosh, I can't think of what they're called right now. Um, yeah, like the men's groups. I know that they've got those, and I know that there's a few father groups. I know that NAM has just set one up.
Okay,
Um,
yeah.
so yeah.
Because my interest has always been to try to help young Aboriginal men
Mm-hmm.
prepare for fatherhood, because sometimes Aboriginal men are pushed out of the pregnancy, and all the support goes around the mum,
Yep.
and you can understand why. Of course, the support's there, but I
Yes.
feel like sometimes the young men want to step up, but they don't know where to start or how to do it, because they often haven't had older men in their life showing them how to be dads, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, you're absolutely right on that, AJ. And I think that the dads are just as important. They should be included and given something where they can go and learn. Yeah, I think that's important.
Do you think that the fear of child removal is still really high for our community?
Oh yeah, yes.
Yeah. How do you reassure women that, you know, who have that fear, that if I tell you that I'm not coping very well, it would be look like I can't look after my kids, or you're going to call child protection on me. But that's the last thing on the working.
Yeah.
It's the first thing on their mind, isn't it?
Yep, yep, that's very true. So we would sit down with the women and we would want to hear, what's going on, how we can help you, what referrals we can give you. And yeah, child protection is a last resort.
Do you, my other question is, because you work as in the community as well, is there a lot of grandparents looking after kids these days? The kids aren't living with their actual biological parents, but they are living with grandparents.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. How do those kids get connected to culture if if they're living with the non-Indigenous grandparent, for example?
I think through kinship, there'd have to be a kinship program where, these non-Indigenous grandparents need to know that, this is what's available. There's a kinship program available. It should be encouraged that they, keep that connection for their grandchildren and culture. I think, yeah.
A stereotype that's out there, and I'd like you to address it a little bit, is that we do notice that a lot of Aboriginal women have their kids a lot earlier than non-Indigenous parents. Is that the case that you're seeing while working within the KMS area?
No, I'm not seeing that working within KMS, but I know that is a stereotype. Some Aboriginal women have their babies at 18, whereas a non-Indigenous would start their family maybe around 25 or older.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I wonder why these stereotypes kind of exist. And, just recently I did a workshop and they were saying that a lot of the Aboriginal women are unmarried, having their first kid by the time they're 17 or 18. So it's good to hear from you that works in the area that that's not always the case.
No, it's not.
Yeah. So what advice does your mum give you that you've been able to carry on into you being a mother?
That I can do anything if I put my mind to it. I'm capable and I'm lovable, and yeah, if I put my mind to it, I can do anything. She tells me that I'm strong, and yeah.
You think you're strong?
I do.
That's
yeah.
Good. What makes you a proud Aboriginal woman?
My mum, my grandma, everything makes me proud to be Aboriginal. It's who I am.
If young people because there are a lot of young people that we work with that don't know much about their culture, as I mentioned before, but they're kind of struggling with their identity. How do you reassure those children that it's okay to kind of feel like that, but also be able to start to be linked into culture?
Yeah, teach them about their culture.
Yeah. What would you teach them? What would you do?
I guess I would start with what it means to them, how they're feeling. Sorry, there's a fly. What does it mean to them? What are the struggles? I would ask questions. What are the struggles that they're facing in finding their identity? And yeah, start there.
Because we've got a lot of kids that they know that they're Aboriginal. That's about as that they kind of know, and their parents go, yeah, we're Aboriginal, but we don't know because our grandparents didn't really tell us anything else. And we see that quite a lot in community, don't we?
Yes, we do.
Yeah. I'm just wondering how are we going to fix it for them in the future? How are we going to make it a lot easier for them to be able to reconnect?
Teach them about their family. It's important to know who your family is. Yeah.
It's kind of an interesting topic to explore with young people, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
I know that we're running out of time, but I want to ask you another question, and that is, what would you like people to walk away with today from our bit of a yarn we had?
To be proud, be deadly, and yeah.
And be you.
And be you. Be yourself.
I want to say how much I really love the work that you do down at the co-op. And I've only really just met you a few weeks ago. And
yes.
yeah, but we kind of clicked really well, and I really loved you to come onto our program because I want people to really understand how hard it is for Aboriginal women to often have a voice, but also to be able to become a mum. And it does change who you are and where you're positioned in the community. And I want us to say how much, I think you being a working mum as well, you're absolutely amazing.
Thank you, AJ.
To say. And I do. I haven't known you for that long, but I will say that I do love you a lot.
Oh, thank you.
So, guys, I want to say thanks for Naomi for joining us today, and I'll see you guys in the next podcast. So, thanks, Naomi.
Thanks, AJ.